Hello, everybody. Welcome to the commentary on Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I'm Matt Johnson.
I'm Jay McCarroll.
And this is Jared Rabb, and we're also here with...
Matt Grayson, producer.
So we're going to talk as much as we can about the experience of shooting this movie, which I'm sure for anybody who's bothered to turn this on is of great interest. We should say up front, I don't know that the four of us necessarily even understand what is interesting. Can you turn this down? It's like it's a bit
Sure.
Too loud.
I don't know that we know what is interesting about shooting, so we're going to do our best to talk about what actually happened as we shot many of these things.
Sounds very low energy.
What sounds
very as if you're not having fun with it.
Oh, you're critiquing me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this. Basically, what I'm trying to do is set the audience up so that they know what it is they're listening to, so they can turn it off now if they're like, I'm not interested.
Look, I'll say the good news is that there were a bunch of different people who worked on this movie, but there are basically no scenes that weren't shot without these four people. Is that right?
I don't. I guess that's to
Like Grayson was there.
Yes, but call that the good news.
What
you want to talk
Grayson,
about this?
Just talk.
I was literally not here for what we're looking at right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. That
So you
was
know
just
what?
the
Yes,
three
this
of us.
is before
So
me.
sure, you know
no,
what?
this was even before me.
Yes. So this is shot basically by Jay, myself, another filmmaker named Lyndon Casey, and Rich Williamson, who is also a filmmaker.
Wonderful guy.
And has... and all of these people have gone on to make other films in Toronto themselves. But at this time, way back in the early 2000s, Jay knew them because they were Ryerson film students who were quite adventurous and prolific, and they'd made a lot of really interesting short films, one of which went to Sundance, called Captain Coulier, which I think you can probably find if you look it up. And Jay was like, these guys are really, really great. We should talk to them.
Well, they were the only people I knew. It's not so.
But they
I didn't
were
even
also-
know it was great. All I knew is that
they
we
were
had this
great.
idea of
Filming ourselves.
Of filming ourselves.
Yeah.
We needed some camera guys. We were really firing from the hip. We're just like, just make it look kind of, like handheld, kind of like a documentary. And
But
this was us just trying stuff out.
And this was before we'd even met Jared. This shoot specifically is from episode 2 of the web series.
Yeah.
And this shot that we're watching right now, it's funny to talk about this because I do not remember shooting any of it at all.
It was 17 years ago.
But I do know that it was really Jared and Jay, and probably others, but who fought the good fight of starting the movie with that old footage, which I was very against.
I had to cut it and send
See
it.
the orbit
Yes,
bottle
Jared-
there?
To convince. It was the only way that I could
I
convince
remember
him
that. And you know what? Jared's done this many times where it's like a movie will be almost done and I'll be so pig-headed about something, and then he will edit something himself and send it to me and be like, no, it should be like this. Man, it always
I remember you
convinces me.
coming down and doing that, where you're like, I want to jump over this median thing. We had made that median in this house. This house that we got to shoot the movie in didn't have that wall there, and we needed it to sort of replicate what our TV show house had, so you can have the whiteboard.
That's right.
facing-
Carrie had to remove a wall so you could jump.
So I could jump up through it. This house, if you're wondering, the address is 9 Thorburn, and it's right across from Liberty Village in downtown, just north of the exhibition, basically, right?
I think we have to bleep that out.
We
Really?
can't say what
What?
the address of it
There's
was.
going to be
'Cause we don't live-
hundreds, if not
Yeah, so
thousands.
bleep
of
it out. It
people
won't be our
showing up.
first.
Showing up there
We
trying to
don't, we don't live there anymore.
We don't live there. Yeah, we
just
rented
some
it.
people live there.
And
You know what Orbits is?
do I?
Oh man, the orbits.
This house was so vital because although, just like the old Nirvana the band house, although you're only seeing this room that Jay and I are doing this
Good
stuff
on
in.
Sidney Lloyd to find this
Yeah, oh
house.
my God. Sidney Lloyd, one of the other
of our
producers of this
producers.
film, was... I don't remember how long you guys searched for houses, but this house was so great because it had a whole second floor that became our production office, and then a third floor which became the writing room of this movie. And it always works the best when you can have your production and
Just
post-production
realized-
together.
Look at the blinds behind Matt, which is from something that was cut.
Oh, I love that.
That was such a great
That's
joke.
It was
That's
one
one of
of
the
the best
Goofs and
jokes from
spoofs,
this scene.
goofs and spoofs.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope it goes in goofs and spoofs.
No, it will be for sure. If you watch the deleted scenes, you'll see me opening those blinds to show what a nice day it is.
I'm just decimating them.
Yeah.
It was like it was the best joke in that very opening bit.
It's one of the few times I actually do play the piano.
in the final cut. We played. We shot
having to
tons of this.
change. Yeah,
this
that's right.
was definitely by far the most reshot scene. I think we shot the opening scene of this
my
movie
God, yeah.
10 times. It must have been 10 times. And every single time we shot it with a different goal. Sometimes it was like Jay had written a song and he wanted to play it to me.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it was Jay wanted to start this world tour and he couldn't get it out. Sometimes it was I had a different plan. I had a plan that wasn't to jump into the Sky
If you
Dome.
put all of our opening scenes back to back, would probably be like 4 or 5 hours long of actual usable scene.
Oh,
work.
usable stuff. I was going to
Yeah.
say
Oh,
it would be at least 20 hours.
Yeah.
Because we shot it 10 times at 2 or 3 hours a pop. That's another thing about how we shoot this. Jared is always shooting one of these.
When you got this song, you pitched this to me because we had all these different opening songs, and there was like, I can't remember what we had. Sorry, did I cut you off there?
No,
I'm trying to move with this.
The original song that we were going to use was actually a Jack Kerouac spoken
the
word
Jack
poetry
Kerouac
song.
song.
Very low energy poetry.
I still love that.
It's beautiful.
If you want to listen to it, it's a very Nirvana the band track. It's called October on the Railroad Earth, and it was kind of what we thought Matt and Jay would imagine their final act would sound like in a perfect word. This 16 millimeter footage that Jared shot around the city, in my opinion, is what ties the whole film together.
And I can't believe it stayed. It's one of those things where when we were doing it, I was like, this is going to be the most beautiful thing we could possibly shoot for this movie, and there's no way it's making it in.
And it shows it's a foreshadowing of all the...
It's every single location that the movie
locations.
takes
It's
place in if you
beautiful.
watch it, almost in order. And so you're watching this, and I think for us, we were trying to be like, okay, let's try to show what Toronto looks like to an audience that is going to be wondering, well, why are they showing us this? And then because the film doesn't have establishing shots, right? Like the way that Jared shoots is he's always going into the close-up, which means we can never really show environments. And because the city is so beautiful, it was like, oh, well, here's a way that we can actually show wides of every single place the film
And
takes
the
place
philosophy changed because when we first were shooting it, we're like, we should look for best friends. And I remember we were shooting all these duos. And then we realized
they might have misheard you as saying best frames.
best friends.
Yeah, best friends.
Like buddies. And then at a certain point, we were watching the footage and went, no, it's the people.
It's the people.
It's the
Yeah.
people and it's the city. And it's just the people.
Yeah.
The true stars of the movie.
This scene that you're watching is one of the rare moments that we only shot maybe twice, and it's a single. So it's only Jared's camera. Like this, sometimes we'd go out into the city only with one camera to film this kind of like one and done, let's just go because we have a smaller footprint. And that's one of the best ones in the whole film, where it seems like a simple moment, but so much is happening there. Where Jay establishes he wants the girls to be taking his photograph, all of this stuff.
And then this moment here when this guy walked up towards us, that is what you see. We had never seen him before this exact moment when he walked up, and this is that moment.
And a different Canadian Tire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
when
is
you
this
walk
is a
in
Canadian
Young
Tire that's up on
Young.
Bayview.
Because we
Young
had
and
to
Bayview.
Young and Davenport.
Yeah, Young and Davenport.
Across
Yeah,
from the Masonic Temple.
Yes.
And the wings.
And we had to go. We went to 3 Canadian Tires.
Well, I was about to say we're
Yeah.
cheating a bit here
Yeah.
because you Jay, you just said this is the first time we saw this guy, but that's not literally true because in fact we'd shot this scene twice before at different Canadian Tires
With other guys.
So you and
No,
I
I know, but this guy.
I know, but what's so great about it is that for you and me, we've had 2 rehearsals already, where we actually got to go through these beats
but
with somebody else.
Who cares about us? We had no idea what this guy was going to. As soon as he turned the corner, we're like, "Well, here's one. Let's try it with him."
Mm-hmm.
But also, it seemed like you were being caught for filming, not for.
Well, because he's the
yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
He's the manager. He had
Which
such
is why
a good
these
attitude.
angles are so terrible. There's they're at 90 degrees. They don't cut at all.
I
It's because
love
we
it,
had
though.
to hide.
It's so legitimizing, right?
You
They're just
know
like-
what? It's fun to watch. It was not so fun to cut.
No, I know.
It was
I
a
know,
fucking
I know.
nightmare. And you want to know why? It's because the Jared and is it
We were cross-shooting,
Luca or
yeah.
Nix?
This guy.
It was
too.
this was
What a look.
Luca.
You guys are in one another's frames
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
half of it. And
I know.
so just cutting this, I love this that he won't give me a high five. He's such a good guy.
Good dude.
This is the first piece of Jay's score that we put in the movie. That bum 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 bum, and even now, that Spider-Man, we got so lucky. If you're wondering how we did that, where it's like both times we see the Spider-Man. I'm assuming you've seen this movie before. How we have the Spider-Man there in the same spot with the same woman both times. That is one of the most amazing Kurt Lobb editing tricks I've ever seen in my life. Because obviously, Here's another one. This was the most mad I've ever been in my life on set.
Trying
to shoot this scene.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
Very hard.
It was so hard.
And this is our first time walking into the
CN Tower.
Yeah.
And what you're looking
this
at.
was a triumph.
This is
because
this
we
is
had
this
no
is
plan.
This is Jared Rabb saving the movie single-handedly. Because if you were to sit,
Watch Jared do this. Like,
I
he's
was going to
actually-
run.
he was
You see
gonna
me
leave.
backing
You were
up.
gonna- you were
I was
gonna
like,
walk
fuck
away.
it.
To this guy, and he's
That guy
pointing
said
to him,
no
and he's like-
filming. I was leaving. And then I was like,
can't
well, I can't leave.
And then look at this. He puts his camera.
perfectly into
Frames
this
us.
frame, and then knows well enough to get out of the shot.
He also knows well enough to go a little bit ahead of us.
Leave the headroom.
To
Oh,
show
dude,
that
yeah,
we
I
are
know.
going to go to the left of frame.
It's one of the luckiest things that ever happened. And again, if you had asked Jay and I after this was done, so did that work? We both would have said no,
But
useless.
then you turned around, you said, did we get it?
Yeah.
And I had the biggest smile on my face.
it was crazy.
because I just played it back as we were walking to the car, ready to be like, there's nothing on it. I was
Well, I
missing.
remember screening the film in film festivals, and this single shot being the moment where we all realized, oh, they're in. Like people are following this. This shot was saved in the grade. I know this is so
Yeah, it's
trivial,
true.
but you could not see the reflection of Jay and I, no matter what we did on our home
And look at that.
system.
You can see him holding up.
Well, you like the first shot.
splinters.
How about the fact that I moved the camera into that second
Position,
to get a
I know.
second angle?
Because you got the camera through.
It went through security.
Now, again,
Rolling.
why this guy let the camera go through security? It's...
Why didn't he see
No, cameras are
anything
allowed.
on our backs?
Cameras are
Yeah, the fact that he never mentions the hunchbacks is also crazy. So now here's our first trick. This is now 2 months later. So what you're watching here is
Yeah.
Jay and I and Jared coming in 2 months later just to get this one little shot. Because Bobby
needed
had
that.
said,
Yeah.
you need to get a shot of this advertisement on the wall so the audience knows what they're dealing with. And it was a brilliant note. So that one little walk up into the CN Tower, that's just a Bobby suggestion. And we shot that 2-3 months later. And just that one shot, right? Yeah. And then this is all, I think, Jared just riding the elevator.
Glorious.
That was
sky
Luca.
dome.
This is,
Luca
this is
shot
Luca
this.
when he went up to get the shot from the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
And so here's
I was
another
shooting this.
Yeah, here's another example of just in the wild. We shot us getting dressed, Jared hiding, watching them go through this for like this was 2 hours of us getting prepped, waiting, them dressing us, all this stuff.
This is just some found footage, right?
Well,
isn't one of
here
us.
here was the idea. I realized, wait a minute. If these guys were actually going to do this, wouldn't they have a cameraman in the Sky Dome
Ready
to
to film
receive
it.
them?
Yeah.
And because we never thought about that because we knew the plan was going to fail.
Connor really look at those storm
And we had
clouds.
those storm clouds darkened. Yeah.
That's
So-
just in the grade.
So here we'll say that here's the secret of this scene. I'm sure everybody watching this is like, well, what the hell am I watching? You are hearing it now. If you go to the CN Tower and go on this Edgewalk tour, they will give you this exact same video.
And it'll look identical.
And it will look identical. What you're watching is the guided tour guide with a GoPro on his head. And we knew that this is exactly what was going to happen, and so we knew we were going to have this
to
footage.
the orchestrated
because-
detail where we knew to study the rehearsed scripted head movements.
that he
Yeah.
would go on because they run through a script.
We're waiting for him to look down, and you can down.
Yeah, we're getting the.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna start
you,
to-
You said too much. You said too
You
much.
know what? It's
But no.
why I said at the very beginning.
Oh yes. In fact, that was a bit of a. Yeah.
what do you want to say about this?
What I'll say is that the shot from below, we had to actually.
This really felt.
This next scene is actually the scene that changed everything.
This here. This shot.
Yes.
We had to rent a room in the hotel because you get free access to their lounge. It was the only way to get this angle this close to the CN Tower.
And I believe it was
Yeah.
your honeymoon.
Oh, that's right. It
shot
was
this on your
Yeah,
honeymoon?
yeah. Well, no, I had just gotten married at City Hall, and so we got to rent that room. And then, film this from, what is it, the Delta?
And Adam Crosby is shooting one of these angles, right?
The opposite angle, I don't know.
And what are they shooting? They're shooting.
Jay, that's very illegal. No, you can't say stuff like that.
How about this? Let's discuss.
That will get bleeped because that will land us in jail. So you can't say that out loud.
Can't say that.
Wait,
Can't say
that wouldn't.
Well, it's just we can't mess with it like that. We're changing the subject.
In fact, what I was saying is.
Most important part
yeah.
is that was shot on the night of a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, yes. In fact, that was a bit of a trick. We did a couple things that night.
Mm-hmm. It's pouring rain in this shot. If you look at the lights,
I know. I was worried that would be
same
a problem.
here, and yet somehow you just don't notice it all. So this gets into the beginning of sort of the time travel plot of the movie, and this is the very first beat where we needed to set something up that we knew was going to come back later, which is this guy telling me it's 9:03, and so. We didn't like that is just what time it was.
Yeah, he just said 9:03.
He subconsciously will clock a specific time, like 9:03.
And so another detail here that we worked so hard to do is putting Ethan, Ben, and Michael Scott as the band that is going to play the Rivoli that night.
We could have done a little better at making them authentically look like they're loading.
I know. Where are their cases? His keyboard is raw. No.
Under his arm. Well, that we later made a joke about that.
You're gonna have your keyboard under your arm,
and then these girls taking a photo with them. You know, that is most of the cast of BlackBerry right there. Like that's half of the engineers.
Girls are in BlackBerry.
Yeah, other than the girls.
Where did you get that little
girls,
umbrella, Grayson?
Oh yeah, the tiny umbrella, which I think is so funny, but I don't think
it was a Malcolm. It was a Malcolm find.
Malcolm find.
Our props master.
What's crazy is that it actually doesn't look that small in the
normal.
movie.
But the subtle idea that Matt has the umbrella, has carried the umbrella, got an umbrella, and then it's
too small for Jay.
Jay is soaked.
Yeah.
We
need to show that Jay in this life is not having a very good time.
He's a victim of some very bad luck.
Wit's end.
Back to the
Future.
The
Jay starts to take in his life.
Now we were about to see one of the few times, and I think
$78,000 owed.
That's a beautiful piece of set dressing. But this entire moment, you guys shot an entire day with these rats, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing all these rats did all this great stuff. They were so funny. And when I watched the footage, I was like, this is unbelievable. And so I watched this footage as a fan. When I saw that rat, for those of you listening, like, we had like 15 beats with the rats.
Oh, yeah.
We had the rats.
It was supposed to be rats.
The rats played the piano.
Yeah.
We had the rats crawling on Jay. Like, there were rats all over. Like, we thought this was going to be a scene about rats. Kurt and Bobby cut it together.
Here we go. We're seeing the gun for the first time.
Too many rats.
The gun.
Like, the rats are not interesting.
We were way too much discussion about this gun, whether it would be gold at the beginning.
Whether you could see these Nerf things.
Did it need to be a gold gun so that it would make sense that Jay wanted to play
Picked it up
with
later,
the gold
yeah.
gun? In the end, it didn't matter.
In the end, the audience realized this movie is so stupid that we're not tracking the color of the gun. Like, they get away with whatever they want.
VHS. Clearly just picking up the case.
No, it's because I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
Connor did have to grade those bullets brighter. He went painstakingly so that we could see them.
This is a lot of the ways that we would shoot things like this is that Jared and I would just hang around. It's like very much like the old web series days. Like one camera, and then me just doing a bunch of nonverbal stuff, and then we hand it over to Kurt, and he tries to turn it into something. And this is a perfect example of that, where we just shot this for I don't know, an hour and a half or 2 hours, me just really fucking around with no idea what I was going to do.
And what's crazy? Oh, yeah. I mean, and there's some real magic tricks, like that basement. We'd shot an entire thing where Matt goes to an electronics store and buys a whole bunch of stuff out of boxes.
We thought that we'd do sort of a parody of our own movie, where it would be like Matt is building the time machine in the same way the BlackBerry engineers build that first BlackBerry phone, and then we realized it was just way too much stuff. But that's going to be a common theme of a lot of this.
You weren't here for this. And I was there with Luca and Jared, and we set up my room, and we're like, what is Jay's room? Like, we've never shown my room.
Yeah, it had to be warm and classy.
You know what's incredible is that it was raining
Pouring rain.
this day
Yeah.
just by luck.
Yeah.
I know, we're so lucky.
Not just raining, like the hardest rain I've ever
you show
seen.
it. You show it in the light.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. This is if you
We had
can't
shot
tell
this
a
a bunch
parody.
of times,
You
yeah.
shot it a ton. Because I had to do it all in one take and we couldn't edit.
Well,
and
we
I found
thought
that
we
very
were
stressful.
cutting to Jay.
Yeah.
And then the editors.
So this
figured
is
out how to
me
do that.
actually calling
Oh yeah.
a place in Ottawa,
Ottawa,
and they pick
yeah.
up the phone. This is them.
It's called Lafayette.
Yeah, it's called Lafayette.
And they have the longest running open mic in Canada.
Maybe Canada.
Yeah.
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 And they're telling me how far Ottawa is from Toronto.
I am about to appear in the year 2025.
But this is a parody of what Doc Brown and Marty do when Doc Brown says, film me, and I'm going to give a message to basically my viewers about this time machine I built. And so this was the first like Back to the Future parody element where it bleeds into the actual diegesis of the movie.
Do you think it's clear? I mean, this is some of Carrie's absolute best work.
And
in
then the
film.
idea to put it in a fridge is also so
Yeah.
genius.
How did you do this, man?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, that was so hard.
There was Malcolm was behind.
Malcolm, yeah.
That fridge lighting that.
This is also one of the most shot scenes in the
Sparks.
movie.
Yes.
Jared, I think you and I shot this 20 times.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't figure out how to get it
sparks
so
to
that
go.
it didn't look like that I accidentally knocked over the orbits. Here's the secret. Don't look
That's
at
what
it.
we figured out.
Yeah.
Did you-
Don't look at it. You
Oh,
reach.
this is a stroke of genius too. I can't remember if I did
twisting
that myself or
the-
somebody told
It's
me
some
to
of
do
your
that.
best hand acting, Jay.
Yeah.
Twirling.
So, can you be solo? This is a very classy room. Look, you have a little painting on the wall.
Even the lampshade, like it's doing so much. And the idea that Jay looks back, there's Matt, there's a camera on you.
Yeah,
But you
there's
don't
a
seem to
camera.
notice that.
Filming you.
Oh, and then this is another thing that got us laughing when you.
Well, this is poetry in motion.
Sure.
This is actually Jared deciding to make a joke where there was none, and the joke is just that Matt's in the dark. And if you look at this, I don't know why. There's something so funny about it. Like my face is just dark enough.
Just stay.
Yeah, getting it just.
And then
The fact that the
barely-
camera stops down because it zooms in.
and then a little closer, like
This is because as lenses zoom in, they get darker.
lose
And so
stoppage, yeah.
he's trying to come in
Yeah.
and get me. But
And then he
the
just
more
goes,
I zoom, the less you see.
No,
No.
no, okay, I'll
Forget it.
leave.
Yeah. And this is the actual front of that house. We walked in and out of that house every single day for a year.
9 Thorburn.
9 Thorburn. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the record of bleeped things to say on this commentary.
I think
Just
we
like
can
in the
put
movie.
the address.
So I'm trying to think about where in our production, because these movies get shot so out of order, and they don't get shot out of order because we're trying to be efficient. They get shot out of order because we haven't figured out what the movie's going to be yet, and we sort of just shoot whatever we can come up with. But in terms of the overall scope of the film, when did we shoot this stuff with the RV and Jay getting into it? Was
Early.
this was early?
I want to say like.
Well, because look, it's fall.
Oh yeah.
No. Those are not. Those are like fake leaves.
Really, this was summer.
Yeah.
No, but look at that. But this is
Well,
all
no, this was
autumnal.
shot a year earlier.
Oh, that was
Well,
shot
that's
earlier.
yeah. That's,
Yes.
This is the only shot from the
That
road
original
trip
shoot.
movie.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's totally right. And I remember this also being so hard to figure out because we'd never done anything like this before. But now all of a sudden, we're needing to figure out how to shoot scenes in a moving RV, and we didn't have the money to get
a
like
moving vehicle.
a process trailer or whatever you get. And so now we need
Plus,
to do these.
and just to clarify, like we could have had the money to do a process trailer if we had 1 or 2 days of shooting.
but we had shot for 30.
Yeah, we probably need to go in and out of that RV shooting for full days, 30, 40 times. It we just realized we just have to do it. And Jay had to somehow act this
Which was so hard.
crazy.
This is
scene.
this is where some of the hard stuff happens, like actually driving this gigantic killing machine and acting and
While
having to turn
acting at the
around.
same time. And
I'm gonna let you know when the most
The
dangerous
most dangerous moment.
moment of my life was.
I remember it.
This is the point where we would like to say that this is not something we legally suggest any young filmmakers
yes,
do at
no,
home.
never,
my
never
No,
do
no,
this.
no.
this.
All right.
It's so
never
look,
do
this.
this.
This is look.
Holding.
The car is still moving.
Yeah, but I bet it's so funny.
Look
I
at
bet
the outside.
You don't
it's
even need
ripping
that
by.
much time, but like when you shot it, you really need to have me hold on that, and then look.
You're looking at the time. Oh, there you glance at the road.
And it's so crazy because if we had just done this on a process trailer and we knew what we were doing, we could have done all this stuff in 2 hours.
Easy.
2 hours.
Yeah,
2 hours.
easy.
But because
Easy
we're
to shoot.
improvising everything, including the story, it means you have to do it for real, and that's almost
When you're
impossible.
improvising the story, it makes it a little bit challenging. Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Some
Whoa.
VFX too.
love an old Toronto streetcar.
That's great. And you know, notice the camera doesn't cut. I mean, I bet you nobody even notices that. But to do something like that is so fucking hard. You have no idea. Because just think about it.
Tristan, the VFX supervisor, told us, okay, well, the way you do this is you're going to do it on a soundstage.
Yeah.
And we were like,
The reason that was so complicated, and again, for a real Hollywood movie, they're laughing at us right now. But
yeah,
for
they
us,
put it on a volume. They would shoot that. They'd know exactly what the outside needed to be. But we were shooting this before. We could not shoot it by baking in what was outside because
Exactly.
we were not convinced we needed the shot.
and so if you go back and look at it, you'll see that we're in 2025, and then in 2008, in the same shot. Like the camera doesn't cut.
And then it
so
smashes
and then,
off
and then
the
it's,
road.
Yeah, and then we crash, and then I fall on the ground all
By
in
the
the
way,
same take.
The Adele did play the Rivoli in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
That's why that is
was not invented.
there.
Yeah, that's as close to a Real Now magazine cover as we could make.
People not from Toronto would not recognize that
City
truck
bus?
coming out of the building, but that is an important Toronto landmark.
That's a major landmark.
When
That-
you guys come to
wonderful.
Toronto for your Nirvana the band tour,
check
Go
that.
to- yeah.
Go
Check
to
it
City
out.
TV
City
building.
TV.
And in fact, a real problem we had was that the car was broken for some reason, and so we had to get the wheels to turn as a VFX asset.
Again, our VFX team comes through in ways that the audience would never know how much they're coming through for us. But that's what adds a lot of magic across all of these movies.
This scene also is something that I think we shot a lot.
So
Yeah.
many times.
If you look at Jay's face, there's some clues. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. It was so cold.
Oh, the nose.
And Jay's nose is red, and if you watch, like, you can kind of see our breath a little bit because
cold.
we're shooting this on just a warm day in the winter. It is so fucking cold. Like, our hands are red.
Inspiring a little escape here.
In
My
some ways,
friend.
it's a bit of an error because we shot this Canadian movie, and unlike Scott Pilgrim, which just had snow wall to wall, we don't have a single.
Yeah, it's not very wintry.
Not at all. And I mean, I guess it's by design. It's so hard to shoot outside in the winter with real people. One of the things about being in Toronto, if you ever come here, is that unlike in most Nirvana the band shoots, people do not want to stop and chat with you in the street in the middle of winter. So it's very difficult to shoot in our style in anything other than the
Toronto
heat
is
of
the
summer.
friendliest city in the world in the summer.
Goodbye,
And
Matt.
basically Soviet Russia.
Yeah,
in the winter.
do not talk to me. Yeah, you're walking single file down a snowy road.
In a dark coat with your hood up.
This theater is the Paradise Theater, even though we're pretending it is the... What theater are we pretending it is?
Kind of the...
nothing.
Nothing.
I guess
It's
Nothing.
an
There's,
invented,
there's,
it's an
there's
invented
nothing on
theater.
Queen Street
Yeah.
there.
Well, I know there's
Yeah.
no theater on Queen Street. I think in my head we were kind of pretending it was the Royal. I think.
Well, we tried to shoot at the Royal, and then we realized we
they
couldn't.
turned
'cause
into
it's
a
wine store.
bodega. Yeah.
We should mention that this audience are all Toronto fans.
They're all
who
Nirvana the
came
band
out.
fans. Yeah.
We just said on our Facebook group, guys, come out, and 300 people showed up.
Very confused.
So thank you to
when
them.
Watching a cut of The Hangover.
Also, we were shooting and like driving this thing right up on the sidewalk in front of Much Music and turning over all those newspaper things, and that was no problem. But The moment we put this up on that building, it was up for a total of 10 minutes before we were told we had to
That was a big problem.
Yeah, but we got the shot.
vacate. We got the shot.
But
That's
we got
it.
the shot.
Again, Americans probably don't know.
Americans
who that
have
is.
no idea, but that is probably the most controversial figure in Canadian.
We can't tell you. You should just
Yeah,
Google
just look
it.
it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
This is when Kurt showed me how he edited this next part. It was really funny because he said, "Watch, Matt's going to try to get the time machine to work, and he's going to type in September 11th." And
Yeah, your reaction here
my
is perfect.
reaction
Yeah.
is so perfect that he
good.
chose. It's from another moment, I think, but
real
so
lit.
it's like, watch this. I'll show you how it works. We'll go to September 11th. I look at it. Huh.
yeah, no reaction.
Kind of a no reaction.
That little move, just right there where it cuts to this triptych of me putting the car in
The 1,
gear
2,
and
3,
then hitting the gas.
That's a little Back to the Future, right?
It's from Back to the Future, but it's obviously so outside the aesthetic boundaries of Nirvana the band. I'm amazed we get away with it every time it happens because it's like, well, how did they have that footage? It's like clearly Jared would have gone back and got that later because it's impossible that it would have been like, okay, now we're going to get a shot of your foot.
I feel like we've always gotten away with inserts.
Yeah, inserts are okay.
For some reason, you can violate the reality of there only being 2 cameras there if it's a tight insert. I think maybe just because documentaries do that.
This is where if you're a real astute viewer, you can start to notice some
Well, hold on.
modern cars.
We're really hoping nobody knows anything about
This is
car
the
mix.
tell-all.
And
It's before these guys know they're in 2008. I mean, Matt already does know, but
I mean, there's clues everywhere, whatever. But this is our big.
but I'll tell you what our
Grand
what our
Theft Auto 4.
what our secret was, and the secret was that Jared, because we'd done this so much on Operation Avalanche and then again
avoiding.
on BlackBerry, Jared had realized, oh, if I just crash zoom
These are some real guys, by the way.
in as close as I can on these guys, we can actually avoid a lot of like the telltale. This is actually
or
modern
a
day.
lot of the kind of camera readjustment errors
wind up hiding
are just
things. Yes.
you just do that to dip when
Yes.
a modern thing goes by or a person walks by with AirPods in. Yeah, it's a
This
great-
is a very famous place in Toronto for tourists called Graffiti Alley that I don't know when it was started. I mean, maybe the 90s or something like that. But it's at Queen and Spadina, just a block south of where their old apartment is. And it's a place we'd always wanted to shoot, but for whatever reason, never could find a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, with them hiding the RV in the same way that Doc and Marty hide the DeLorean in Back to the Future 2 in the alleyway, we were like, oh, this is perfect. Especially since that alleyway kind of has some graffiti in it in the second Back to the Future.
and this is another scene we shot
So many times.
so many times.
Incredible amount.
And there were versions where you got out and you did the whole thing about out there is the future, and then the editors, basically Kurt and Bobby, realized that it just needs to stay in the RV. All the funny stuff is in the RV.
I also this is
where the movie starts.
yeah, exactly. This is where the movie begins,
Finally.
where they were able
Yes.
to pull the whiteboard down inside the RV. We are trapped.
And I love that this is where the score gets to start
Yeah.
taking the movie on a ride. Now we're in a real movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of legwork of structure building to just sort of set you on this track now, where it's like, okay, we know what he wants,
Which is-
what
But
their problem
that's
is.
what time travel movies always need to do, because
Yeah.
otherwise there's nothing for them to travel
return
back
to,
to.
yeah.
And so I think a valid criticism of this movie is that after the CN Tower jump, it maybe seems kind of dull for the next 15 or so
Yeah.
minutes.
But
And that's correct, except that we need to set up all of these
Did it
things that we
as
are later...
efficiently as we could.
Yeah, and as fast as we could, so that these characters could then return to all of these moments again, and that you, the audience, would know exactly why this is such a problem for Jay and why this is such a huge opportunity for Matt. I was reminded today when I was talking to somebody about a scene that was cut that it will definitely be on this DVD, where I'll say it briefly. Jay is thinking, this is hell, I'm in purgatory, I got to get out of here. And Matt says, don't you realize with a time machine, we could do a plan. If the plan doesn't work, we can go back to the beginning of the day and do it again. And if that plan doesn't work, we can go back to the beginning of the day and do it again. And I wind up
ultimate nightmare.
well, I'm describing our lives.
Yeah.
Because it's like we do live in a time machine where every single day we act like it's time for a new plan. And so this time
You
machine...
even am I crazy? But didn't Jay even return a cue from that time?
Oh, yeah.
He
And it
brought
starts to
back the
get
music from the apartment when
chaotic.
he's living in hell.
Well, it's a nightmare,
Yeah.
and it was the reason why this time travel plot made so much sense, because for Matt, living the same day over and over again is heaven, and for Jay, it is hell. And so them needing to find an answer between them as to how they could resolve that is not only what this movie is about, but it takes the time travel out of just a plot device and turns it into a thematic device. Which we didn't realize when we were writing it, but became clear as we were shooting it. Like things
Luca
like,
cameo?
yeah, Luca. The fact that Luca doesn't even smile when I'm saying he's from the Matrix. This is one of those bratty jokes that I thought would never make it in the movie, but then Jared again saves it by just saying the right line off camera. Well, why don't we just use the old cameras?
This is real 2008.
So this is footage
from
that
our
Jared
website.
shot
In 2008.
in 2008 on the Nirvana the Band DV cameras. And I know exactly what episode this is for. If you're a web series fan, it is the episode where we are at Nathan Phillips Square and
B-Day.
the B-Day. This is
B-Day.
all footage for the B-Day. And then,
this is us.
But this is us for real on Queen Street, trying our best to pretend it's 2008, and we're somehow getting away with
And
it.
the transfer to the DV tapes really does work.
This is all Jared.
This is all
and
like authentic.
This is a real. You just have to use real DV.
yeah,
Little lesson.
Real goths.
real goss. And if you're wondering how we shot this, we didn't do anything. There's no actors. This is just literally 2025, and we are filming pretending it's 2008, and somehow we're getting away with it. I do not look. There's somebody on his cell phone in the background there, like you see for a
Somebody
split
here
second.
had AirPods in,
Should be
and
fine.
Connor graded them out.
Of course.
That's another real secret weapon we had. Is that Connor does VFX in the grade
And then here's
for
our
anything Tristan doesn't have time to do.
our
We just
other
fix
man,
it.
Jay.
This is, again, such a cheap effect, like having Carrie put up those American Apparel ads, like just things that are so small and simple. And then here you see Jared, and then all Jared did was dye his hair, and he looks 20 years younger. All he did is dye his hair. That's all it took.
It's fun here. Like, I mean, anyone who's from Toronto can actually notice
The skyline
Toronto
changed.
Skyline is completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too bad that on this shot we weren't showing the news. No, wait.
Lush was
obviously we're in.
Lush was even there. That we picked it specifically so we could have things behind that weren't
That
like-
hadn't moved, yeah.
Okay.
That Lush store was very, very famous in the mid 2000s. People would go there all the time. And returning to this clip,
Returning to this clip to
Is-
actually have the handle to just continue it.
and then if you watch, it is the exact. This shot doesn't cut, and in this same take, they notice us. Even though we cut here, watch this. In reality, this was still a single
I think
take.
it overlaps by a couple frames.
As they watch, does that guy look like me?
Why did I even say that in 2008? I don't know who I was pointing to.
I gotta
You're pointing-
we gotta give Luca credit for that idea of having us switch outfits.
Yeah.
When
Oh, yeah,
he was
that's
like,
right.
"You
Yeah.
guit should switch clothes," and we were like, "What? That's so stupid."
'Cause
We
we
did it, and it was
tried
like,
it,
"This
yeah.
is fucking genius." This is one of my favorite pieces of score in the whole film.
Matt Grayson cameo.
That's when we're
coming up.
really starting to establish that.
Grayson,
routine.
there,
There you
that's
go.
Grayson.
Grayson.
Grayson, say
There he
something.
is.
Say that's me.
That's me.
This is one of the problems is that Grayson never has any idea where we're gonna go, and so
Yeah.
he's trying to hide as best he can. But sometimes you're just in the shot. Like, what are you gonna do?
Look at us dressing up Kinton Ramen like it's still the
The fabric store. Yeah.
Quiet out there.
So
Okay, going into this is the real old apartment, but then it just switched there to our apartment in a sound studio.
So in that single shot that you just watched of us going up the stairs, watch it again. There are 5 cuts. There are 5 cuts from the scene of us walking in from Queen Street to this moment right now.
We're in a set right now. This is inside.
Yeah, Carrie Noonan
sound
built
stage.
this completely to
He
spec.
had to recreate from the
For
old
lights
footage.
outside, making that look like real light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a like it was the trippiest thing to be in your actual old apartment with all the same stuff.
Yeah, try to imagine the first place you ever lived after you left home, and then imagine now for anyone over the age of 30, and then all of a sudden you are in it, and you're not just in the
It was
apartment.
psychedelic.
It still it has all of your stuff exactly where it was. Everything
Little
that's on the
garbage,
walls is the
little
same.
cups on the table.
It was bizarre.
Grayson, how many days did we have this for?
See, and
We
just
shot
to give
for
you-
3 days
This
in
is
here.
the real
It was-
apartment.
it
This
was
is
3
the
days of
real
shooting?
house.
3 days.
Yeah,
And then what? You guys just destroyed it? Or
We burned it.
are you being serious?
Wow.
They had their,
I don't mean
they had their
you
fun
got
with
rid of it.
Yeah, we got rid of it.
That's man.
yeah, because I mean, it just it. What was so crazy is how much time we spent working, not just in that apartment, working on Nirvana the band in that apartment.
It was crazy. It was the entire web series was shot there. We hung out there all the time. That's where we would like play Mario Kart. Like we spent our whole lives in this place, and then to have it just rebuilt and we're living in it. I remember this closet though. In real life, this closet is not nearly that big.
No.
Good to
And
cut a
so
hole in
Carrie
the wall,
needed to
yeah.
make it big enough.
We made a big closet and we had so many different bits in the closet too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
deleted
I'm sure
version,
Kurt will
maybe.
put that on the DVD. Well, because this 2008 sequence originally was like 45 minutes long.
Oh, we have a little update day cameo here, which is good.
This idea to make
the
it
idea to make it go overnight.
make it
came
go
after.
overnight. That all happened in the grade.
I just want to say a nod to Kid Detective 2 for a little inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is
Definitely.
a ripoff
Yeah.
of that
Definitely.
scene that Evan wrote.
I wish that we had like that amazing beat where somebody's playing an old video game. Like they did. It was so fucking funny.
Just be like, he leaves for a second. There's a fake out.
Here we go.
In my opinion, that is the worst piece of acting in the entire film.
Well,
Like I mean it. Like we know that we're about to be surprised, and it's like we gotta fake our surprise when we come out.
big, go big.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It unfortunately from a production perspective, this is like the easiest.
Oh, I want to say this too. So I start playing this song, and I need to play the beginning of this song to match with what the young Matt was reacting to, because he was actually reacting to young Jay playing that song on what
That's
you're
right,
hearing
and
right
it was
now
baked.
on the piano.
Like there was no
Baked into the
separating.
audio, yeah.
It was baked into the audio because he says this baked.
Yeah, they're completely intertwined, so you have to be playing that song.
And
You know, the good folks at home probably don't know what this footage is.
Sure they do. This is from when we shot the web series when we were all much younger.
But
Yeah.
amazingly, nothing that was ever actually in. Like,
Yeah, these are all
unused
outtakes.
And
footage.
Jay
yeah.
unwittingly
Because people are going to say it's AI.
incepts the
There's no way
They're gonna
anybody,
say-
anybody
Yeah.
listening to this
Fi-
to this audio commentary knows how we did this.
I don't even know why Jared was shooting this this thing of me. Maybe it was for our finale of the web
Oh, it
series.
was. You kept waking up, and it was a dream. It was a dream. It was a
Right.
dream, or something.
But this was just some weird outtake.
I was very worried these angles wouldn't cut a clean shot of Jay
Inside
Where
his
There's
room.
a camera for some reason in his room
clean,
with
right
him.
up in front of me.
Like-
No foreground.
There's times where we work very hard to justify why a camera is anywhere.
And this time it
There's
was just
no
like,
excuse for
yeah.
that angle.
But look how much a grade does too.
Yeah.
Because this is graded so wildly.
Well, you're purple.
And we did have to do the math on, okay, so now there's the cameras that are shooting the Matt and Jay that went back in time, but there is also
The young
the
versions.
young the young cameras that were filming Matt and Jay who were in that house at that time. So if you look, there are 4 angles. And it never goes over 4, but
And this is where it all comes together. What I was going to say earlier is that from a production point of view, like there aren't really any crazy stories to this because this is really we're in like the editor's medium now
Yeah.
of the movie. Like this team is more or less just shooting on a stage to match what the 2008 footage was, and so what you see is what you get. Like obviously we're using a lot of tricks, but there's no like VFX or
young
CGI
us-
tricks.
The young us is just found footage of us doing this stuff and swinging for whatever narrative we were going for, and all the old us is just working against that with
maybe
narrative that Kurt and Bobby wrote
have
for
set
us.
up. And maybe the most interesting part of it is that you're getting to improvise against yourself, which is
Yeah.
pretty fun because normally we're like the people we're acting with are real people, but here they're frozen. Like
It's fun that I'm turning on a real 2008
CP24.
news feed
Yeah,
and
oh
I'm
yeah,
talking
that is
about
not a comp.
swine flu. and-
Just in case anyone thinks that.
Just
how could it be?
2008.
And CP24 keeps coming back in the movie. CP24 is the van that's breaking through the building that we comment on, and then CP24 is the news broadcast that in 2025 breaks the story about Jay shooting his bandmate. So like if you're from Toronto, that is like the breaking news channel, and so we're always trying to use it as much as you can. I'm sure whatever town you're from has a similar like local news, but here in Toronto it's a big deal. Like everybody likes CP24.
It seems like great writing.
It does seem like it.
Yeah.
But
It could have been anything on that TV. Of
course.
we would have had to use it.
I don't know why I asked. Do you like Russell Peters?
maybe because
And I say I don't like him. I just want to say for the record, I like him just fine.
oh really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That was acting?
Yeah, it was totally just acting. I don't like him. I mean that, like, because I would say if I don't
Are
like
you
Russell
working on a
Peters,
show with Russell?
Give
Russell
us-
Peters
give
that
us
we
a-
don't know about?
Give us a few of your Russell Peters.
his accents are pretty great. When he does
Let's-
accents of,
Jay, we're done
the-
with the movie. Let's do the accent.
let's rip the accents open. And now I have had a change of heart.
This was another scene that I thought I remember when I first saw the footage of this, and I
Matt,
thought
you're
this
gonna
is
have
not-
to stop
So
eating
what Matt
pizza
is doing,
at some
everyone,
point.
I love
He's-
eating pizza. I'm eating pizza.
It's inhaling.
So
pizza
here's
by
how
the
much-
slice.
How many?
Here's
like,
how it works. Here's how it works.
How deep are we into the movie?
I've eaten 7 slices.
You've
of pizza.
eaten.
Oh my
I've eaten, here's how it works. I've eaten 7 slices. I plan to have 10.
This is good. Jay doesn't think he's going to be in trouble here. He thinks he's coming clean.
Oh yeah.
Matt's processing it.
Why? They know the movie. Why? You don't need to tell them what.
I'm commenting on it.
I
I'm remarking on it.
Here's what's interesting about this. I thought this scene was a disaster when we shot it.
No.
Yes, I thought it didn't work. And Jared
There
will
were takes
remember.
that worked. There
I
were
said
takes that
we need to
worked.
Great
reshoot
stuff.
this.
Work.
yeah.
And then Kurt and Bobby, they just edited it and edited it. And this is one of the few, like this is at least from my memory, so many different takes put together to create this
Well,
rising
because we
drama.
did this fight like
10
for
times.
a good like hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 times. It was hard.
You might say somebody gonna get a hurt.
Real bad.
Real bad.
Yeah, that's Russell Peters.
I like that, Matt. You can't change anything.
You can't change anything.
It's funny in the world of NTB to be able to just sort of a la carte do something so meta or like
Well, it's such a cliche.
cookie cutter cliche
Yeah.
just to play into the narrative.
But one of the things that we found is because this show is so it's so goofy that the more we could do huge bleeding cliches like the types of things that film students would avoid, they're such cliches. We for some reason
Well,
it
because
was our
of
bread
the,
and butter.
No, the irreverent tone of everything else makes it seem like that's somehow just joking. It's still
It makes
carrying
it,
on the irreverence.
yeah, it makes
and
it
yet
seem
you
like
get away
it's
with
new.
it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
as evidenced by the fact that we literally rip off the entire plot of Back to the Future,
Yeah.
beat for beat.
This was a tough little thing that we were able to kind of sneak in there too, to be like, I'm going back 2 days early so I could do it by myself, which was very important.
And it's another beautiful piece of Jared shooting where somehow he's able to get all these details without us needing to cut. The time machine, us talking, the fact that we're walking into the RV, shooting us as we're walking from down the street, like,
I like this. It's
Yeah,
so,
you're
it's so serious.
You're really watching.
will it work?
Yeah, same spot.
Yeah, you'll notice
I like this.
that was the
It's
only
so
place we
evil.
could hide the firework. Matt's like, oh yeah, no big deal. That's how it happened before. Get ready to reap the whirlwind, my friend.
Oh, I love that you both clock where that orbit goes.
Oh yeah.
This was really fun to score too. All this stuff, like it's heavy, but it's
Dark.
heartbreaking too. Like we're both heartbroken with each other.
Well, I think it's more of we're playing chicken.
Yes, it is a chicken
We really
game.
are playing chicken with our friendship, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to admit that I'm wrong. You're not going to admit that you're wrong. So let's just see what fucking happens. You're about to see the worst moment of my entire life, right
Oh!
there. That's the worst I've ever been hurt.
Yeah. Don't tell that story.
I
again.
will not tell it.
cannot
Yeah,
hear
I
that
will not
story
tell it.
again.
I will not tell it. But just so you know, that is the worst I've ever been
Yes.
hurt in my life.
Got his butt all black and blue.
So now we enter this series in the film where it's Matt on his own.
This
And-
is good. I like that this implies that some other camera person was also knocked out.
Yes.
Was woken
Yeah.
up by you kind of waking up.
You can also see Luca or somebody in the background here.
Right here. There, yeah. There's Luca.
And when we originally shot this entire Matt on his own sequence was actually married. It was we shot this kind of Gemini where Jay also was alone.
Oh, yeah.
And so
You were with him.
the plan was to cut between these two worlds and show you Matt alone and Jay alone in real time. And then we realized, oh, it's so much more interesting as a mystery. And we went back and reshot a lot of these beats, including this scene with my band, where we played it like it was a complete mystery. And Matt really didn't know what had happened. And we didn't really have that figured out until we'd shot it once. But now you're going to see these guys from BlackBerry arrive again and how their lives also changed.
It's crazy how this house just does not exist anymore
No.
like this.
I think a family lives in it. I think they renovated it and now they live there. The people who are
When you
renting
think
it to
about
us.
all the different like film sets or locations that just only existed for like a small amount of time, but exist on camera forever.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jay, this lasted for 2 years.
Yeah, it was a
Probably
long
the
time.
longest standing
Set of
film set
yeah.
for a single
Probably,
feature
yeah.
film.
We don't need to dwell on that. You play a cool little beat here, actually. Like this could be loopable. Da 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 da.
Thank you.
It's not bad.
Thank you. And so now
There's some
now
Hitchcock
the
stuff coming back in.
and the loop begins where at the beginning of the film, Jay watched Matt run down the stairs saying, I've got an idea. Now Matt watches these guys run down the stairs saying that they have an idea. And it's like,
Ben should have jumped the camera.
Yeah.
there,
that would've
there
been
were
a good idea,
three
yeah.
of them. And,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
it was hard for, you remember the first time we shot it where they each took instruments?
Oh yeah.
And-
yeah. Oh, that's right. They were.
Yeah.
Band.
It was a rehearsal.
It was
a
like we're gonna
rehearsal.
rehearse.
And then Ben Petrie,
These are all very talented guys.
No, well, they're all
on
filmmakers.
their own.
and Ben Petrie wrote this plan the night before, this Visa Avion card, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
said,
he was like-
said, I've got a plan that I'm going to pitch, and I was like, don't tell me now, tell me on set. And
I remember when we were shooting
laughed
this.
so much, I
Well,
couldn't stop laughing because I thought it
wonder,
was so funny.
Do you think it's clear what their plan is to an audience, or has too much been removed?
I don't know. I think
At this point, it's hard to tell. Like for me,
Yeah.
knowing what I know,
that's a question for somebody
I
watching.
just
this.
remember shooting this and
I
you
couldn't
having
stop
a hard
laughing.
time
I couldn't stop.
listening and not being like in control of the scene.
No, I know. I couldn't
he was
stop
seeing
laughing.
his friends be funny, and he was.
I actually
yeah.
didn't have any dialogue. I just sat there
Yeah.
listening, and I couldn't stop laughing. And especially
It was
when
really
you
fun
when
to
you
shoot.
told me I need to stand up and say, "Now it's time to kick your ass."
Oh, you
Remember,
did.
I
It's
couldn't
another
say
one of
it.
those-
Even the take that's in the movie, you're kind of
see
half
me start
laughing.
It's
laughing.
reminiscent of Update Day when I'm like, you got to just go and you start by being like, I don't
No.
understand. Why would I? But
No,
then-
I agreed immediately this time that it was the right thing to do. I just found it so funny I couldn't say it. I could not say,
so
now
now
it's
there's
time to
something
kick
left
your
to
ass.
do.
Now there's nothing left to do
For
but kick
me
your
to
ass.
kick your-
Here it
Yeah,
is.
look.
Look at my, and look.
You can barely say it.
We you can see, you can see
You
what
have to cut
crack
early.
up.
You have to cut early.
Yeah, we had to cut away.
Let's talk about the arms for a second.
Well, the idea that we had to cut the sleeves off my shirt to show this. All these guys have got tattoos. What a crew! The identical tattoos of Jay McCarroll's face. Like, this is the type of fan
And
that
they look pretty fresh.
Yeah, they were done that day. So. Oh my God. These guys, look at Ethan's face. They're just so serious. Showing this to
I
me.
hope all of Ethan's deleted scenes will be in.
I think
on the
extended.
DVD.
If you look at the
Because
DVD, if you saw the film at South by Southwest, you would have seen this scene where me and Ethan brainstormed together how to get the time machine
It's a
working.
masterpiece. It could go on for 15 minutes.
And-
It's so good.
Yeah, and find that Ethan is one of a kind, and has a lot of health advice. This guy Michael Scott is such a good actor. I learned this on BlackBerry.
This is not a trained raccoon, unlike the rats. This raccoon was just...
He was
found raccoon.
Yeah.
He's just there. I think we've got the same body language.
Welcome to Canada.
He's, you know what? He's doing his plan. I got my plan. We're just
There's
passing
another
each
version
other.
of this movie where you just leave with the
Follow the
raccoon.
raccoon and follow
Okay.
what this raccoon's doing. This is all.
That's my real body.
This is all Jared. Jared, I remember when it was you who said he's got to be on this David Beckham ad.
Then there's this guy,
I love this guy so much.
Mr. Jennifer
Mr.
Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. That's also Jay. It's funny watching the film in this context. It's been a long time since we've been dealing with a real person in
It's
the movie.
true, yeah,
like
it's-
this is the next real person, and from here on out, it's basically like we're kind of in the real world for the rest of it. But that's a long stint, basically from 2008 until now.
How's that pizza sitting?
I love that pizza. I'm gonna need another slice. If you watch the web series, this is.
Oh, yeah.
This is the kind of stuff
This
that
is the
I
language.
loved to do,
This
which
is
is
the
basically
best.
just go out with a camera and Jared, and knowing that we're going to cut it against some black and white footage, and we didn't even know what it was going to be yet. But I just get to walk around being sad, just looking so crushed. I have no idea what I'm thinking about either. By the way, like I do not know what this is going to get cut against, but it's just always so fun walking around the city like Charlie Brown.
Got a little blue can on the windowsill there.
Blue can.
An NTP drink of choice.
I love that the plan worked. These guys, Ethan's in a ski mask.
When are
the
we
other
going to
two guys-
see the B-roll of their plan when
Oh,
the camera
right,
guys
when
went
we
with
follow
them?
their plan.
Well, it clearly worked like perfectly. This is a very
There's
famous.
some more Toronto landmarks.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't they changing the name of that venue?
It already is, I think, RBC
Something else.
Amphitheater.
Yeah. Back
Oh,
to the
really?
amphitheater. Yeah.
This is a very famous venue called Budweiser Stage. I guess now it's changed its name, and it's on the Toronto, kind of at the exhibition island system, kind of Ontario place. But
And I will say we only got to do this because some very kind people.
yeah, the band the Arkells basically let us invade their show, and they gave us 5 minutes.
2 minutes.
It was only
2
2
minutes
minutes.
on
minutes.
So
stage.
2 minutes of stage time in the middle of
Insane
their
thing
show.
to do at the peak of their, like,
At the peak of their popularity.
yeah, the peak of their popularity.
There's Max behind me right there.
Max is, yeah.
That's the lead singer Max, who's hyping up the crowd.
Don't look too closely at the band on stage in this section.
Well, it's the Arkells. And then now Jay is with the band that I was with in the web series, which is another callback that we thought would be interesting, which
Yeah.
is that when in episode 7 of the web series, when Matt and Jay kind of break up, Matt tries to start a new band with the Born Ruffians. And so we thought, oh, wouldn't it be great if in this alternate reality, if Jay is actually in a band with the Born Ruffians, and everything has just changed.
It's Matt's true nightmare.
Yeah, well, but here's what's so crazy, and it's one of the things that there's always been I wonder if I want to admit this. Well, I'll just tell you, there's always been a kind of conflict between the web series and the TV show, because it seems as though like it's kind of retreading certain things. Like Matt goes blind twice, but they never comment on it. At the end of the web series, it seems like maybe they play a show at the Rivoli, and I'd always wanted to find a way to retcon that, but of course you can't because it's already done. And this movie was so valuable in allowing us to split the timeline in terms of what actually happened in Nirvana the band, because really if you look at the timeline here, Matt and Jay in the future go back to the web series in episode 2 and they change something. They write on the board, play the Rivoli. And so you can imagine that the web series actually exists as an alternate reality to the TV series, because that timeline would have split off and become new. And so although nobody would ever think of this or pick this up, this movie really did serve an amazing purpose for myself selfishly, to make
The past
it so
had been changed, so of course
exactly.
these things could happen in
So
different
now
ways.
Matt from the TV, now the TV show is the real timeline.
Yeah.
And it's only episode 1 and 2 from the web series that happened in that timeline.
Yeah.
And so now they never did do that show at the end, like that Matt never was with the Born Ruffians, like none of that stuff ever happened. But that's the kind of thing that I'm not expecting anybody to ever pick up on ever. I love this moment.
This is a reference.
I also love the music here, doing some John Williams ripoffs.
What a big shooting error was having the back of that fridge be white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you can barely tell.
Barely
that's
tell
a
it's broken.
performance.
We tried everything we could, but that's Ben Shane driving the car.
Replaced in the next shot.
Did Jay McCarroll write "Never Come Down"? Did you say you're in a bad living situation?
Hey.
This is
It's really
one
nice
of
of Anthony
dream.
to help us out here.
this is one of my favorite sections of the movie, where you just get to see so much happening so quick. I love this fucking clown.
And this is the best. And they're just the best that we cut before the slap.
Of course.
Shout out to our lawyers.
Yeah. Well, Chris Perez, you've done it again. So for those of you not from Toronto, Raz and Mocha are like...
Finish what you're eating first.
No, I'm talking with my mouth full.
Just started a new...
I started a new slice. This is slice 8 of 10. So Raz and Mocha are the most famous like disc jockeys in the city. They're on the side of every streetcar. Raz is one of the best dressed people in radio. Mm-hmm. This is a down day for him, but he's a total gentleman. And we came in to shoot this not knowing what we would get.
And for those people who listen to Roz and Mocha and think, are they really that cool, that nice in real life?
They are.
Absolutely.
And so here, you are watching Raz improvise his entire exchange with Jay. It's not like we told him, say this or anything. Like, this is him. Like, I watched this footage and I was like, how does he know how to do this?
Yeah. Yeah, we just told him what had happened up to this point, and
he
this
said,
guy's
okay.
really famous.
Yeah, he said, okay, no problem. I know what to say.
Like, okay, so it's an interview. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. No problem. Yep.
We're now going to see Jay betray his friend and show his true colors of just how far he will go to actually chase his.
Well, he's realizing
vanity.
he's famous.
Look at the eyes
Look
go
at
here.
Putting it together so
This is
quickly.
One of my favorite pieces of score too. I got to go to real orchestra with this, and it was
It's very Kafka.
very Kafka. We had decided we need a little like sort of almost theatrical.
I wonder if people realize that's the same shot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well,
Got Tristan doing the JM on the thing there too. That's pretty
yeah.
great.
This house, the same mansion in Schitt's Creek.
the pilot.
Hello.
And our good friend.
Reed Janice with that just is tragically not in it enough. We shot so many great things with him.
Basically, as I was saying before, we have an entire famous Jay storyline where you get to see his entire life.
There was tons
of stuff. We shot for days. And then in the end, we realized, it's so much more interesting to just catch you up.
Super fat.
And
Yeah.
now Jay's living his dream. All of a sudden, the girls are taking selfies with him. He can't believe it. He's so happy he made it. There's a
Watch the hand. Watch the hand.
Dave
The hover
Davidson.
hand.
That's another famous Toronto film critic. And it was important that we had him in this as well.
She goes,
Oh fuck! Hey, life is still good.
It's funny to think how hard it was to write around all the complicated. How does he know the words? Oh, I know. It's all lip syncing. Like we had to come up with all these fixes for writing that are no longer.
And then we
in
just
the
skip
movie.
them all.
Yeah.
It's a every single time we make something, we always think that we need to tell
Still
the
wearing my
audience
lav
more than
Oh yeah, your lav pack. Well, it's from the show.
yeah.
ba-boom. Oh, he swears anyway. It's like he broke it. Well, he realizes now he's stuck.
Yep.
And so, like, that's it.
Fuck. What have I done?
What he did was he crossed the Rubicon, and now there's no turning back. I love doing shots like that. It's my favorite shot in the whole movie. Coming back, and then this
Ross, who's your best friend?
and then Mocha, who just turns it into, okay, I gotta save this. Jamie
Yeah.
Carroll,
Yeah.
we love you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. He's okay.
Carroll.
Gotta bring it home. Bring it home. Yeah.
We gotta wrap this up now.
His producer is in his ear, being like,
Kill it.
"Get out of this."
They're pros. You're still wearing that hat?
Here's another secret about how we shoot this movie and the TV show in general. We are not shooting stuff like that thinking that it's going to be a flashback. Like, this is just us shooting the scene and Jay and I
You're doing
improvising.
extreme versions
Yeah.
in various
This is
directions.
just from the scene
Yeah.
before, basically,
Yeah.
where I was turning up the volume.
Yeah, because we never know like what's going to be funny, and so Jay's giving it everything he's got.
He's a bit buff. He's a bit fat.
He's my best friend, Matt, and we're happy to see him.
Really turning the knife with the, I hope your life
Turned out the way you wanted. No, and now it's so funny knowing full well that you have perfect knowledge.
What an
You know
asshole.
Yeah, it's evil. And the fact that you have to basically rub it in my face. I'm famous and you're not. You're a loser, and I got just what I said I was going to get.
I'm talking to the real
That's the
guy
who
running
owns.
the lot.
He owns
here.
this RV company.
Yeah.
And the whole reason we're there is because he's good family friends with Sidney Lloyd, the person who we talked about earlier, who got us that house. And
He knew how to rattle off a lot of the amenities.
And this
facilities
RV was
RV.
like
I think it's $1 million RV.
It was a
It was a $2 million
RV.
an unsold $2 million RV. So you can imagine how much
It's
our
the most
production
expensive
designer
set. Yeah. It's that so
Terry was
really.
sweating.
And again, this is what I was getting at when I said it's impossible in a movie like this to really show wides because we're just not equipped to it. Like the diegesis, like we can't do it because it just doesn't make sense. And so you never really get to appreciate just how gigantic and opulent this RV is. It's a $2 million home.
I think you can tell by the finishes.
Maybe I don't know. It never looks better than
Let us know. in
It
the
doesn't even have
comments.
the right input.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it doesn't even have a TV
Well,
that can play
RCA is an
N64.
old-
Thinking about it. Thinking about
Are they?
life.
They're drinking blue cans.
Now this is me trying
Trying to
to
have fun. There are a lot of-
salvage some of the fun that I lost from not having a best bud anymore.
We're only shooting this one day? Am I right?
Yeah.
We shot this in a few hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One thing that I'm always going to miss, and I'm not going to name names, but there's those photos with Jay
I know. I love
with
those. With other famous famous
famous
celebrities.
some famous celebrities.
Yeah.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
Well,
I
People of power.
I wish we could have had it too, and I actually think that it would have been right to put it there. But you know, again, especially with anything Nirvana the band, you could keep editing it forever.
Yes. it's
Like
true.
you could subtly improve something like this forever because once you have like the bones done, it's like a Warhammer figure. You can paint
Great
the
on,
details forever.
on Born Ruffians here for just sort of on autopilot, right? For being just
Oh,
real
yeah.
and
They're the best at it.
just like, okay, just live. We
All those stories he's telling about the other bands are true.
Drew,
It's just being
Drew
real.
Barrymore was making out with.
Fab.
Justin Long.
Well, they're debating who
They're
it was
debating, is it Fab
at
or Justin?
Sweaty Betty's on Ossington in like 2007.
Yeah.
and
was
we
that-
shot
was that
this a whole
actually
lot of
heavy?
different ways too, but this ended up being the most fun and spontaneous.
Didn't tell me we had a
So in real life, Luke Lalonde got hit in the back of the head so hard with a metal pipe when we shot that.
He had a metal pipe behind him.
pipe
Blasting the
guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now we're oh man, I love this breaking news. So again, this is a real news broadcast when Drake's bodyguard got shot, and again, this is just a beautiful piece of luck. CP24 on the fucking scene. This woman, Courtney Haas, is so cool.
And do you guys remember what day it was that we shot this?
The Rosin Mocha Day.
Yeah.
Same day as Rosin Mocha.
Yeah, so we left the Rosin Mocha
Well,
studio.
Grayson told us, he was looking at his phone, he said, breaking news, someone was just shot outside of
Morpheus
Drake's
fighting
house.
Neo.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, I guess we're going.
So
Jay
we-
was in a suit because we were shooting famous
Famous
Jay
Jay.
stuff.
Well, it's a good thing we were because it meant that he was in his wardrobe
Yeah.
that he could then just
I had
run
that
away.
wardrobe. I wasn't in that for the Rosmoka, but I had it with me. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were prepared
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
We were prepared for it.
Yeah.
And then this is the real.
That-
That's a Toronto
me-
press conference.
So what you're watching here is that real Toronto press conference, and I did this sneak and run back and forth
15 times.
a bunch of times.
Yeah.
All these police were everywhere, and they were just watching me do this, and they weren't sure if they needed to come up to me
Because we were
and stop
past-
me
no,
because
we were-
I kept going and stopping and walking back very calmly.
We were past the police cordon at that point
Yeah.
because the suit, Jay's suit, got us in. I
'Cause he-
think.
yeah, 'cause he looked like a reporter.
And
Well,
so
just because I look so damn good.
And then
Right.
I think at that point they just assume, okay, well, if you're in
Jay's
this,
mind has been erased. That's a great little just reestablish of where Matt's
what Matt
understanding
thinks
is.
has happened. Yeah.
Because it's the only conceivable thing that possibly could have happened.
No orbits.
No orbits. Me.
It's also
I'm
Nikolai.
Nikolai shoots all of our friend Kaz's movies. So I was in a movie called Matt and Mara and another movie called Anne at 1300 or 13,000 feet. And that's where I met Nikolai because he shoots those films. And I was like, oh, we should bring this guy around to shoot a movie with us because he's funny.
And unfortunately, he had to go and make a horror movie, which is why Luca took over. Otherwise,
over
it would have been all Nikolai.
look at that tree.
But it kind of worked out amazing.
blooming
Everybody
like
got
that.
a piece.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the springtime now.
We couldn't reshoot this ever because
Because of the tree and the wind.
the tree in the
You
wind.
can't recreate that.
Well, the tree was blooming
Could
like
you
that for like
recreate this?
1 week of the year.
Also,
I just realized that ring cam is so featured. It seems
It
like
really
it's going
is.
to
I'm
become a
noticing
plot
that
point.
too. I know.
Like,
Where do you think the money came from?
Chekhov's ring cam.
Where? Where are you? Where?
it's just every time you go through the door, the ring cam is dead center. I don't know why.
Oh, that's why I never even noticed that.
Me neither until this viewing.
Well, because of that ring cam, the police showed up at our house one day.
Asking
and
if we had footage of something.
Yeah, because there was a mysterious death right next door.
I remember that. Yeah, we're really in like the guts of
Mysterious.
Parkdale right here, and mysterious deaths are a pretty
I
regular
just sit right
occurrence.
down at the drums.
Yeah. Well, that's where your piano normally is. So
But I'm so desperate for him to just get me in the time machine.
But of course, I don't think that Jay knows anything because we just established. I think Jay's mind has been erased. This is one of my favorite. Again, this is why all of that like boring stuff at the beginning of the movie it was worth it because now we get to have these characters come together and have these scenes where every single line that they say
Yeah, you play on
is
the
so
established.
interesting.
fun.
Obama, your response is
Yes.
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 You're just trying to get him through it. Carrie did some nice little touches between Bizarro Apartment.
Yes.
And it's a fun little game to play if you go and clock what's different.
He had a tough job, actually, that he pulled off very well.
He did it amazingly and with such grace.
Yeah. The same, but a little different.
Cane sugar,
Cane sugar?
gelatin.
Oh.
Getting
This is
close.
starting to sound very it's safe. See how you see me thinking. Here's something I've noticed about Nirvana the band or anything I act in. If you watch my eyes kind of darting back and forth, I really am trying to figure out what I'm going to say next. But I do know I have something to say. You know,
You are very hard pressed to find any moment between us that is actually rehearsed or scripted for real.
But what I'm saying is like when I see a vision of something in my head as a character,
Yeah,
that I'm
your
trying
eyes dart because you're finding
Yes,
it.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. But yeah, I really like that about this movie is that you see both characters really thinking.
Which is
You can do it too. Just don't write a script.
Don't write a script and literally try to figure it out on camera what you're gonna say. I smashed the orbits. Yeah.
some of your best acting.
Well, he's fucked
Yes,
himself.
I'm looking at the cameras, other men in the room, and I'm like, oh, you know what I did.
You were there. You saw.
I guess
it
I'm
happen.
looking like an
Yeah.
idiot to you, huh? Yeah, Jay really doesn't like orbits, and I don't mind them.
I loved Orbits.
Yeah, when I was a
back
kid, I thought they were amazing.
I was so obsessed with them.
Really
It
don't like
might be
them.
why they're in this movie.
Here is another one of these things that was like, we just needed this to narratively work. How do we know? Time travel wasn't real. Poured a juice on it.
That's an old Nirvana the band trick. If something's so implausible, the audience will never buy it.
You have the character say, I don't believe it makes sense either. Like, the characters make fun of how stupid it is.
But were you going to give away that, like, about this what's it called, the tagline of the orbits?
No, what I was going to give away is that this is the thing where we're asking the audience to come along with us, even though it is so clearly ludicrous.
It's really stupid at this point.
The idea
Yeah.
that the bolt of lightning tagline could be literalized. Like, this is where you know
and you're
were-
going to buy into it
Oh,
100% and
100%.
bet the rest of the
And-
movie on it.
And who these
Yeah.
guys are to each other at this point that they can't tell what's what. is also a big leap. Asking,
That's fine.
but I know, but
Yeah.
all of it just is like, who cares?
But one of them is like we're breaking the laws of physics, and the other one is these guys are pretty stupid.
Well, the physics was established that specific physics gets broken.
Specific physics.
Yes, but don't you see? It's two specific physicses because we're saying not only does orbits poured on the machine make it turn into a time machine, we're also saying a bolt of
That's
lightning
true.
directly
Is-
hitting
is
it
exactly
is
the same.
exactly the same, which is so ludicrous.
Movie logic. It's like 80s movie logic.
So now we're going back to the scene where I got so mad. Look at that. You try to
There
tell
it
us
is.
how we did that, folks. Getting the same Spider-Man to be in the same spot holding the same lady, and you will win a prize. If you can figure out how we did that.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, now this moment of me walking up to the Brazilian girl. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the first time I ever met her. Right? I mean, this is obvious if you think about it. But from her point of view, she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then when you saw her at the beginning of the movie, that was actually the second time that she met me.
Also, whenever we were going up to the CN Tower with that rope and
my
this
God.
contraption that Jay
Let's
has,
not-
Security was just out to get us. And me, ooh.
and this walkie-talkie, that guy
You know-
didn't say anything to me. I just said that to him.
The Blue Jay hat, though, makes you seem safe. I remember shooting this for an entire day. What city did we go to? We went to Brantford.
It was the only only
God
place
you
you could
found
find
this.
with a huge,
huge
ladder, that
ladder.
went all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great. You can tell the Blue Jays are playing today, eh?
Some good rack focusing to that guy behind me.
I wanted the lights to go all the way down.
This is where we had a lot of fun with the sound.
Oh yeah.
I love.
Also, leaving this, it was a real thinking about like where to leave the exposure on the shot to let it just be completely blown out for a minute.
because the audience thinks there's no way they're actually at the top of the
Yeah,
tower.
like play in that moment of like, well, they're not. They're obviously.
There's
not
no
actually
way
up.
that
Yeah.
they're actually up there. And so the fact that you can just hold, and the truth was, it was so cramped in there.
This was a.
Otherwise, it's going to demolish whoever it hits. How many days did we shoot this stuff at the base of the tower?
Well, we got shut down a lot
pieces.
Yeah,
I know it was in pieces,
within
but
the first like
But how many days
20
do you
minutes.
think it was?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, that sounds
There
about
was a-
right.
there
This,
we
this
hit
stuff
a
right here.
point.
This stuff right here. Like this.
I-
This moment was something on my absolute top wish list. In one shot
To
be
show,
able
to
to
prove.
go
Yeah.
without cutting all the way over.
Now throw it. I love this guy. That guy's expression's amazing. That guy in the red is amazing. You're just catching a bit. This is another amazing shot. I
Yeah.
love this. The fact that you somehow stumbled into this perfect frame through the leaves.
I didn't stumble into that frame.
But you know what I
I
mean.
defined.
There
Oh,
was-
that
there
the
was
camera.
sound.
Yeah,
Kind of
on the-
necessity. Like you had to do it.
Had to see
from
the
where you
tower.
were.
But yeah,
But
no,
the fact
but
that it's perfectly framed by those
that spot.
trees in that way.
it's a very
just-
specific spot. People can go find that spot. There's only one place where you
Certainly,
can actually
certainly
see
not
the
hard to get people looking at you strangely when you have this
Yeah,
going on.
I love when I love watching civilians put together
What's
the
going on.
insanity with the camera.
Yeah.
It's always a brilliant moment where they look
And
at
then they
Jay
look at the camera.
and then they look over at me, being like, "Oh, well, that doesn't explain everything, but it explains some of it."
Yeah, well, at least now I feel safe.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
At least now I know that these guys aren't going to hurt me. Going up. Yes, what's going on? That's Kurt Lobb's voice.
Well, this is actually kind of hard.
It's actually kind of hard to explain. A chef thing.
Situation.
Incredible.
Situation. Yeah.
Amazing. Really good work bringing the chefs back, Jay.
Yes.
Because there was no just. I'm sure this is very obvious to people watching this movie, but we can't talk to each other on set a lot of the time.
No.
Like there's no
All right,
communication
You only have one
between
shot
people.
with
We-
some of these people.
I'll be talking to the other camera, but that's it.
This is also a great shot here, Jared, because you knew you wanted to get the looking down. So watch this movie do. You go around.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's get out of here.
Scariest moment of my life.
What song is playing over this right now?
Old days.
Old Days. I know. I say that only because I know we were going back and forth so much, and I wonder what we settled on.
Those pigeons.
Yeah.
Those pigeons I loved.
So this is little CBC building. All the Toronto landmarks. The Blue Jays shirt's still going. This montage, there's a 5-minute version of it, probably.
Maybe not 5 minutes, but much longer than what happens.
Who was so adamant that we needed to explain this?
Jay.
I wanted
We were
to
like,
show.
I have to show how you get through the cables.
Well, it was doing two things. One, it was like accounting for how we were getting across the city, and two, I thought it was just so funny that we were cutting our way
Snipping
across.
power cables is pretty. Yeah, it's good.
Now we're back at Queen and Spadina.
Here's another Carrie and Malcolm contraption.
And this is about, we don't really comment on it, but this is about 20 feet from that apartment that we used to live in. So this is,
It's just like a couple doors to the left over there.
and we're right outside the McDonald's where, that's at that corner. If you ever come to Toronto, go to that McDonald's at about 2 in the morning.
Go to that McDonald's.
Yeah, right. If you want experience,
If you want a Toronto experience, a genuine Toronto experience.
the Queen Spadina McDonald's,
Spadina
which I think
McDonald's.
is closing.
No way. That
Yeah,
place
right.
is printing money.
Really?
It's a heritage spot,
No,
Jared.
somebody
They
put
can't
that
knock
as
it
a
down.
joke. Kudos
This is
to the
something
good
not
people
planned
of
at all.
Toronto.
Couldn't close it. So Matt just goes up to the first person right next to us.
And I say, can you watch this?
And he says, for like how many?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
30
I
minutes,
can't believe
no
he
problem.
agrees to that.
No problem.
He doesn't know you. Also, you've just broken into this box.
Well,
that.
you know what?
Crowbar.
He sees that we need his help.
Yeah. This ice cream guy. Thank
That
God
ice
you
cream
made
guy,
this
there's a
up.
lot more of that guy.
He
He takes a selfie with himself eating the ice cream cone at one point.
How does this thing work? Like, how do you set it?
Like how he said.
You want to see how it works? You type in watch. Okay, so
This was
Jake
another
inspiring.
scene that we thought we were going to need to shoot a bunch of times. As the movie gets longer, or as we get further and further into the plot, we have to reshoot less because typically by the time we're shooting like the endings of a film, we know, same with an episode, we know what we want to do, and so often these shoots are very quick. I remember us getting in and doing like this specifically. Wasn't this quite fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8th time we did it was quite fast.
Did we shoot that many times?
All
had
of
to
it.
keep going
You know how many
back there,
times we were in front of the warehouse?
But we were adding
yes,
stuff to
but
do
I'm-
with the TVs.
Yeah, that
More
that's
than
because
the
it was-
dynamic between.
Exactly. I'm talking about like the scene work where we need to explain things to one another. Typically, that's what we reshoot is the improv between Jay and I. But as this movie went on, that stuff became easy and all the technical shit became impossible. Like Jay watching the TVs, me jumping off the CN Tower like at night.
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, they know about it. Here's another. I wonder if people know that this is my band. They must. That's Ethan, Michael Scott, and Ben.
Yeah, you get just enough. And if you. Like, who else could it be?
Yeah,
There's
who
no
else?
There's no more three. What other 3-person team in this movie could that be?
Yeah, you gotta hope. You gotta hope.
you guys know what I'm doing, right?
Ooh. The light doing a lot of work for us there.
Man, off-screen lights and off-screen sounds are going to do half the explication in this movie.
What is it?
I loved running around on
the
top of
top
that thing.
Yeah, it was good.
And then you were up there too.
Yeah. To get that shot looking down.
I had to climb up and down that thing so many times that Malcolm installed little
Handles.
like
Extra
handles for me
yeah.
so I could grab them and lift myself up. And if you look, see right next to Jay, there's a foot clamp for me, that silver thing. These guys are like, who's that? Yeah, that RV was not road safe. We had to install so many things to make it like shootable that I bet you if we'd ever been pulled over, it would have been impounded.
The police would see a vehicle like this and smile because they're like,
Well, what are we going to do?
yeah, what are we going to do about that?
Yeah.
Like, so much paperwork.
The duct tape is a bit of a red flag.
All of it was crazy. I would be sitting on the dashboard filming
Yeah.
with
And now CP24 comes back again. This was a really great shoot because that's not an effect. Like, we're really broadcasting that on the TVs in that restaurant.
And this is Queen Street in the summer.
And so everybody
everything
walking by is seeing it being like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
CP24 is like, you just immediately know, you understand that's the truth on the television. So,
Uh-oh.
The cops busted those guys.
great moment there.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is... look at even the people on the patio are like, what? Wait, what happened? Who the fuck is Jay McCarroll?
Man on CN Tower. Now, this got people's attention,
Yeah.
as you can see. And you can't really see all the way up.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
So,
Well, I'm not going to name names here, but on this day, we had 2 celebrities in the movie.
Yes.
By pure
By
fluke.
pure fluke, we cut
Yeah.
them out.
One was a cast member from the movie Hereditary.
Hereditary, yeah.
And another one was a band member of Boy Genius.
That person I didn't know.
Ladies and
Get
gentlemen,
close
write
to
in if you have the
naming
answer.
this is great stuff. This is from that other shoot.
Again,
This, what the fuck is guanin? I got so mad at the editors saying that they had invented subtitles.
invented subtitles.
Yeah, I thought it was mean-spirited. I was like, he doesn't say what, he says, what's going on?
Oh, you thought that they were using
And then,
ebonics.
No.
yeah, and then,
No, he's
and I was
saying
like, and then,
No, it's Toronto
it's
slang.
Toronto
Yeah.
slang.
Yeah.
I got schooled on that.
Yeah.
Look
Neither
at
of them
the
are from
light
Toronto.
on that prop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
no,
They
they're
just, well,
from-
that's what he says. What's guanin? Yeah.
And now the movie just becomes, if you watch this side by side with the last 20 minutes of Back to the Future, you will see it is note perfect.
Parody.
It is this. It is like this, the dangling cable, like yelling to one another on the walkie-talkies. We're even trying to imitate the voices, like the pitch that Marty will talk in. Ah, what do you mean? And I'm Doc on the top of the clock tower.
Jay, I'm sorry. I had something figured out.
We didn't
I
know-
love this score. That do 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 do.
Yeah, at this point, I had found enough of our own motifs that I didn't even need to be thinking about any sort of like Back to the Future parody. It was just now we're in our own score. Now this is the sad version of our friendship theme, but then it's
Which is
the
so-
happy
Yeah.
version of the friendship theme.
It's so good that you get a taste of that friendship theme. Making too much noise, man.
Yeah,
You draw
yeah.
attention to yourself.
I
Oh.
think I got a line on Jim.
I've got I found a guy.
Oh, oh.
It looks like Jay McCurl, but he's got very flat hair.
He's been wearing a hat.
It looks like he's been wearing a hat all day. I don't think it's him.
Yeah. Another crazy one-shotter.
You ever seen Jim
Yes.
Girl with
Look at
flat
this.
hair?
Rips by.
Again, all the times when we do single takes of things, it's never impressive because you're so trained to watch documentaries as though they're continuous. But this is fucking hard to do. This was another.
Speaking of hard to do.
This was one of the worst shoots of my
I
life.
went. This is the most depressed I was the entire shoot. Was trying to get this.
Trying to get going from the top of that streetcar onto the top of this, and then jumping and having to do it 20 times
Yeah.
because we just couldn't figure it out.
Couldn't get it.
Oh, but worth it. It's one of my favorite things in the whole movie. Running through this crowd in downtown Toronto
I was
with a
having fun.
parachute on my back.
This was another Taylor Swift night.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a Taylor Swift
yeah.
night. Because
And
we knew,
Mike
we knew the cops
Tyson
wouldn't be up.
versus Logan Paul.
Yeah, same night.
Oh, one crazy thing. When your jacket is ripped, that got ripped when you were being dragged by Jay's security.
Yes.
We didn't rip that.
We
We,
didn't rip
just
it,
left
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It's
we
so
left
lucky
it.
that you did rip it. It adds a little bit of authenticity.
Like
to
that's
the-
where my parachute was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember shooting. Do you remember going back
Oh
to
my
get this
God,
shot?
Yeah.
This is you're running
Because
into
it was-
food poisoning there or something,
I'm
right?
so sick. I
Oh,
threw
yeah.
up. I threw up everywhere. Like maybe 2 hours after shooting this shot. I threw up
That's right.
everywhere.
This is some of my
Car-
favorite score
car
here
chase
too
night.
that nobody will really care about, but
It's interesting that this was a night that we closed the roads for a period,
this.
but not.
but not for that
not
shot.
for that shot.
I
Yeah.
love this shot. This
Like
shot
no,
is
we need
so good.
we need the traffic for that shot.
Yeah. And we need people honking at me. How the fuck? Yeah, I love
I-
this night. It's this was the first time for me anyway where we were shooting extended periods of Nirvana the band where I was not needing to act. And so there'd be all these things of Jay alone, Jay doing this driving, Jay on Roz and Mocha, where for the first time I could actually watch. Like I could be with Jared watching Jay do stuff, and it's really fun. It's much different than doing scenes. And I wish that there was somebody else who could play me, so I could just watch the entire construction of this show. I think it in some ways might even be better.
What if you just...
If we could find somebody, well, when we do this with Dax Flame, maybe we'll stumble on something that's like, oh, this is the way it should be. This girl from France was such a team player.
Yeah.
She's like, Canadians are so stupid.
Yeah, this guy's so
This
dumb.
guy is so stupid. I can't believe it. Boom. I like the
This is
cat.
pretty fun. Ripping down this street.
I can't believe...
Look at this going right through a red light.
To this day, I cannot believe we did this way.
Yeah, it was definitely not the safe way to do it, but it was amazing that that really Grayson was able to set it up.
It's not an easy thing to do. It's such a simple thing. Newspaper sticks to a...
I know. And we get to shoot that 100 times. The Toronto Sun, if you don't know, is like really famous for just amazing headlines in Toronto.
Trashy.
Like, it's a very trashy magazine, but
Trashy
they
rag.
have had some amazing headlines. When Stephen Page, the Bare Naked Ladies, got caught with cocaine and went to jail, the headline was just like Brian Wilson did. Which, if you don't know, is a lyric of a very famous Bare Naked
That's
Ladies
also one of the
song.
best jokes that just went by too. Eh? When I said maybe I
Killed somebody. I know. No.
That's always like when you go a little too far because you want to end the scene.
Yeah, right.
And then it ends up in the movie. Like, I'm sick of shooting this.
Come back here and I'll be waiting here for you.
You know it's windy because I've done up my top button. Oh man, who would have? This guy never would have known that he would be so pivotal to the story of this movie.
We did.
This is
Did
me with the,
we
with the
didn't
leaf
know.
blower on.
Yeah,
you
I know.
again.
And then, yeah, that Matt's been carrying around these fucking pliers with him because it's the same day for him.
Yeah.
I love this shot. Oh, so what's that mean? What's that mean?
That stuff of you driving too is good. That's a real poor man's process.
Yes,
This
where-
was just going around.
You in the truck.
It's how they shot,
Yeah.
and what made me think of it is how they do the driving in the rehearsal. No, what's that
This was
Nathan
great
Fielder
shooting.
show? Safety.
The Curse.
The Curse. They just drive like in front of or next to the car at high speeds.
Yeah, it looks so nice and bouncy like this. Yeah.
Best friends. There was much debate about what those flashbacks were going to be.
Yeah, we went around on those.
Well, originally we thought we'd keep it all web series stuff. And then at the last minute,
And then we were like, oh, it can't be anything that's not in the movie.
and then it was no, it has
Yeah.
to be stuff from the TV series,
Yeah.
so that we could at least have some of that footage in the movie. Yeah. This is another very
Modern times.
very Toronto scene.
This guy especially.
Now, what's he doing with this hookah?
He's on his way somewhere.
There's a bus in the background of that shot I just seen after the first time.
Beautiful.
Remember
Shooting.
shooting this? So this is me blowing this hat with a leaf blower. I'm getting a lot of leaf blower game
yes.
in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
But almost blowing the one hat that exists for all of Nirvana the band into that fire.
Yeah, right along the edge.
Now that Orbit's bottle is empty, which is why we're focusing on it so much. Because at the beginning of the movie, it's full.
And yes, my piano playing is not synced up because we decided this was the song we were going to go with afterwards.
But yes,
and it
Jay can
kills me.
actually play
Yeah,
the
it kills
piano,
me.
just so people know.
Okay, so
But yes, You saw it right.
It's funny, I still don't even notice that.
I noticed it immediately. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't believe Jay is allowing this.
I would say it ruins the entire movie we've just watched.
No, let's just leave it at it ruins Jay.
Yeah. And anyone else who cares.
If you watch this after watching the first scene, you'll notice that there's like, well, how we did this is also very tricky. Because we needed to find a way for Matt to deliver his dialogue uninterrupted,
Gaps,
that then also could be interrupted by Jay at the beginning of the movie. So it's like, because my performance needed to be identical before he says something to me. Again, like a zero budget time travel movie, you wind up figuring out all this fun shit that that the real movies don't need to worry about because they can just do it perfectly. But if you're thinking make a time travel movie, follow these tricks. They're very useful.
And why isn't this the Portuguese version of this song?
Why isn't it?
Yeah.
The reason we're using this exact cover is because this is what they use at the end of the documentary Comedian, which was a movie that was very, very, very important to Jay and I when we were kids. And because I had edited this ending sequence on the roof of the Godrich editing tower, and when I put this song in and played it, I started to cry. I was crying uncontrollably. It was like 3 a.m, and then I showed it to Kurt and Bobby, and they were like, "It sucks."
But you showed it to me.
And the next day, because I was like, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It was 3 a.m. And then I sent it to Jay, and he was like, "Yeah, this is going to do that."
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Well, that really flew by.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we were just getting started.
Same with me.
Yeah.
I guess thank you so much for watching this film and for
We have to
having the
keep talking
patience.
though until the end of the
I
credits.
don't plan on stopping.
Okay.
And if you're one of those people who've been watching this from the very beginning, then the whole reason we made this movie was because of you.
From the beginning of the movie, he means.
This is a piece of work that is very much something we make because we like making it, and the fact that so many people have responded the way that they did has been so gratifying. It is like the people in this room doing this commentary are fueled by that, and it's strange because we know what we're making is for an extremely small audience, and we know it's never going to get big. Like, we know that. We're not deluded. Like, we know that this is basically for an audience of maybe 10,000 people worldwide, but there's something that doesn't bother us about that.
Well, I think because all we've ever wanted to do is to keep making it.
You have to keep
That's
making
literally-
this.
that's-
Yeah.
That has been the goal since day one, is like, okay, how do we keep making it?
Yeah, how can we keep making Nirvana the band? Because it's one of those things that feeds you. I'm sure you even heard us describing it. It's like we discover things about the story of this film as we're even shooting it. That's not the way a lot of things work. Like, normally they're a struggle, and then you finish something, you're like, God, I want to move on. But this, we were coming up with new ideas for this after we'd screened it like 30 times and still trying to change them because we're like, oh, this could be better, and it feels good to work on it. And
It's a jam band.
it's a jam band.
It's jazz.
Yes, it's very much like a
Right.
jam band, where
You don't want it to end,
Yeah, you just want to keep going.
which is a big problem financially.
Yeah, because nobody watches it.
It's a lot more fun to make than it is to listen to.
You find it fun to make?
Well, fun to
Nirvana
like,
the
improvise.
I think it's a lot more fun to have it come together
Well,
than it
that's-
is
yeah,
to
yeah,
actually
I mean,
produce.
yeah.
It's
that's
you're
what I mean.
addicted to the moments where you've killed yourself and it worked.
And it worked.
It's
It
like
ends up working.
think about like a good example is that scene where you have to walk on that streetcar,
Yes.
bus stop or whatever.
The whole reason we had the energy
It
to do
was
it so many times is because
hell.
we knew
It was
it
hell.
could be great.
We were
Yeah.
like, but if we get it,
It'll
my
be great.
God, it'll be in the movie.
Yes, it'll be in the movie.
so good it'll be in the movie, and I think that's incredibly addictive.
Yeah. When you've gotten a good idea and you have the wherewithal to actually do it, because we're
Yeah.
using tools that basically
Or
anybody has.
Even any shoot ends, and when it is like painful, and you're like, we didn't get it, it's a disaster, and then somehow Kurt and Bobby
Find
will make
a way.
it work.
I know.
That victory is so much greater than
Yes,
if we
than how we
left the
nailed
scene
it.
being like, oh, I think that's pretty good. And that's like a true addict speaking, being like, like that the high you get is so much higher because you're starting so low.
This is a really fun thing that we did too at the end, where we crossfaded my score to my piano, as if it's just Jay playing this on the piano.
And as though all of this had just kind of been in his head.
There is a little bit of that read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's very, very dirty in that way.
Yeah.
Where,
Well, Jay is the only one who knows that this movie happened.
which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Which is so beautiful. I cannot wait to deal with that in season 3. I really can't. It's one of those things where it's just now all of this stuff, Jay, no, because I think that the timeline of the time travel movie happens at episode. Oh, sorry, I got to hurry up. It happens at episode 7 of season 3.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to figure it all out.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
And
Luca Tarantini's last little gift to the film.
Yeah, and to the fans.
We hope you enjoyed watching the commentary for Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
The end. Deke.